DoDEA. My name is Circe Wessner, and I'm the founder of the Museum of the American Military Family. I want to share Operation FOOTLOCKER with you today. It's a mini mobile museum celebrating brats, brat culture, brat history, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys today. So Operation FOOTLOCKER was started in 1996 by a group of adult brats who wanted their own museum. Now, where would they put it? They could put it in Washington, D.C., or they could put it in California, but military children move all over the place. So it would make sense that they would make a mobile museum to celebrate brat culture. And you hear me say the word brat a lot. Speaking of that, most military kids like the word brat, the name brat, because it's a timeless thing. At some point, you grow up and you are no longer a military kid, and brat is timeless. So I want to show you what's in this footlocker. So one of the things that is in this footlocker is this Good and Plenty box. If you can read it, it says it's popular among young brats in post theaters because that was one of the treats we could buy back in the day. But it says they taste good and they're good to throw, but not during the national anthem. Now, this is very appropriate because, as you know, military movie theaters have the national anthem play before each feature. And military brats, although they liked their candy and they like to throw them, although, I don't know, if I threw something in the post theater, my parents would have known about it before I even got home. But they knew not to do it when the national anthem was playing. So the brat word comes from the Old English, which means child of, but there are so many urban legends about why military kids are called brat. And so Wikipedia has a huge article on it telling some of the origin stories. It's not for sure that it is an acronym or it comes from the stamp that was put on traveling papers, British Regiment Attached Travelers, but those are some of the favorite origin stories. Also, people make up their own acronyms: born, raised, and trained, born rough and tough. You know, so brat has many different meanings to whoever the military child is. The dandelion. So many of you know that the dandelion is the flower of the brat. And I don't know if you know why, but here on this license plate, which was designed by a woman in Florida, the dandelion is underneath the eagle, and it symbolizes the brat flower. A dandelion is a weed. It's scrappy, it's strong, it puts down roots wherever it lands, and then it gets picked up and blown across the world to its next location where the seeds put down roots again. It shows how resilient the military child is. So, some other things in our footlocker are souvenirs. This shoe is from, of course, Holland. It was put in the footlocker by someone who wanted to show how military brats travel a lot. They live all over the world, and I guess I should mention a little bit about how Operation FOOTLOCKER works. Operation FOOTLOCKER is cram-packed full of artifacts that military brats and their parents have donated. And how it works is that one entity, an organization, a school, a group of people will ask to have the footlocker shipped to them. And so the museum, which manages it, will ship the footlocker to that group. They will put up a display very much like this one. And then they will encourage whoever is coming to see the footlocker to donate more artifacts. So we started with Operation FOOTLOCKER's original 3 footlockers, And now we have a fleet of 7 because so many people have added contributions to the collection. So other things that are in the collection are folios. This one says Pacific Rim, and it has school newsletters. This one is from 1956. People have given their report cards. Back when military families traveled by the MSTS ships, Jan Chambly wrote a story, and actually there's a passenger list of who all was sailing on the ship. Other things that we have here, oh, and if you were going across the international date line, all sorts of shenanigans would come forth, and there would be initiations, and you would be inducted into the Order of the Golden Dragons. So you'd get certificates. I just read something where people had to wear their clothes backwards, and they had to pay homage to King Neptune. It was a big party and celebration. A lot of silliness. Other things in our footlocker are stories that military dependents, military kids have sent about living in different places. Japan, Kadena, Okinawa, Germany, all sorts of stories. We have hundreds and hundreds of folios in our museum. We have, of course, school memorabilia. We've got Heidelberg t-shirts, Augsburg. I guess I could duck down a little and show you. We have a collection of buttons from different schools all over the place, all over DODS. Many of these places, DoDEA, DODS back then, no longer exist. As you know, our military bases and posts are closing. In our footlocker, we also have photo albums that people have sent us photos of what it was like when they were little, and little school pictures and little stories as well. This always gets a laugh. Spam. A lot of military families ate a lot of spam, especially towards the end of the month, right before payday. And this one honors America's armed forces. We have ID card holders. We have a large photo album with hundreds and hundreds of photos from people all across the DoD community. So I don't know if you know that there is a motto for military brats. It's roughly like this: children of the world, blown to all corners of the world, we bloom anywhere. And the month of the military child is April, and it was established in 1986 by then Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger, and he recognized military children for their sacrifices and their service to our country. And of course, the color of the military child, brat, is purple. And so you'll hear the phrase purple up for military kids. And that is, the color purple is, if you take all the colors of the branches, the red for the Marines, the green for the Army, blue for the Air Force, etc., and you mix it together, it makes the color purple. And that's purpling up, showing that brats come from all branches and all branches support their children. So our museum, the Museum of the American Military Family, is located in Tijeras, New Mexico. That's about 7 miles east of Albuquerque. And we are the only museum in the country dedicated to military family history. So we have a special collections library of over 2,000 books and folios and documents telling military family stories and memories. We have library of books written by, for, and about military families. And we also have exhibits. We have a military kid exhibit. We have a spouse exhibit. We have a schooling with Uncle Sam exhibit. And we have lots of rotating exhibits and interactive things going on at the museum. So if you're in Albuquerque, make the effort to come to the museum. But we're also on Facebook. And so just look for us, Museum of the American Military Family on Facebook. And our website is www.militaryfamily.org. I hope you have enjoyed this little tour of the FOOTLOCKER. Lots more to show, but I know we have limited time. But just if you request the FOOTLOCKER to come to your school or your reunion, you will be able to see all of this stuff and walk down memory lane. So once again, I'm Circe. I'm the founder of the museum, Karlsruhe High School graduate, University of Maryland, Munich campus alum, and proud Army wife and mom. See you soon.